Yo, what's going on, gang? Wagwan, everybody. Welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another social production. We're doing it on Monday, May the 22nd, 2023. Thank you very much. Glad you made it. It is once again another social production. If you're joining me, if it's your first time anywhere around the world, buckle up, buckle down. Whether you're here in Canada, United States, Mexico, South America, Asia, Europe, Africa, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia, everywhere else, Caribbean Islands. If you've been with me for some time, you know what it is. We have some fun around here. Where can you find these videos? Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, dropped on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on YouTube for the full-length video so you get the notification. Check out patreon.com/RobSadri if you'd like to fiscally, financially support the show and watch it grow right before your eyes like a little mushroom. Man, oh man. Besides that, we just have fun 3 times a week, 365, 7-Eleven, 24/7, and I hope you're doing well. I've had a fantastic weekend myself. I woke up with a little bit of back pain, a little bit of teeny tiny back pain in your 30s, in your early 30s, and you got a little back pain, but that's fine, nothing major. Nothing major. Got a little back pain, got a little back pain, wanna run to the star. Almost hit the floor, you got back pains. Wanna run to the store, you almost hit the floor, you got back pains. In your dirty 30s, you wanna, in your early 30s, you wanna, in your early 30s, you wanna do the dirties, but you got back pains. But it's not major. In your early 30s, you wanna do the dirties, but you got back pains. It's nothing major, dudes and ladies. It's just, I don't know what it is. I got up, and that's what it is. When you're in your late 20s, early 30s and on, that's what it is. Sometimes you might even get out of the bed and you're like, oh, what is that? And then it's just a little cramp, a little crampy poo right there. But nothing major, dude. That's what I does my stretches. I be stretching right there, baby. Getting all the tightness out, does my little workouts in the morning. I switched up the diet, a little major, little minor, teeny tiny little shift in the old diet-a-roo, if you will. I normally get up and the first meal that I'll have is coffee and oatmeal. And I've had coffee and oatmeal for, once I find a good routine, I sticks with it. Why fixes it when if it's not broken is? You know what I'm saying, babies? Ladies, gents, boys and girls? So I've just been eating oatmeal and coffee for the past, drinking coffee, eating oatmeal for the past couple of, man, I can't even remember the last. I'll have other things throughout the day, a little bagel here and there, and then lunchtime, a little snack in the afternoon, din, little snack after the fruits, that all that jazz. But in the mornings, the first thing to start the day off, coffee, oatmeals. But I'm like, let's switch it up. And the other day I went to the old grocery store, got myself some, I was jonesing for some Nesquik, because that chocolate baby, but couldn't find one at the right size. They had the single size and then they were missing the family packs, and I noticed there was a little bit of the old discrepancy when it came to pricing, because I noticed the Reese's Pieces Puffs were on sale for the family size, and I'm like, it's not fully chocolate, it's a little bit chocolate, a little bit of peanut butters. So I'm like, you know what, ideally I would have liked the family size chocolate puffs, but we'll take what we can get, and I did. And I've been having cereal for the past couple of days, which is a new thing in my diet. I used to drink quite a bit of milk when I was younger. Milk it up, baby, right from the mother, like from my mother's teats to bottle to cans of milk. I'll sniff some, like adolescent sniffing milk, dude. You know, in early 20s, I just put some milk on the table, chop it up, and right there in the old nostrils, that's just milk. I'll take it any form I can get. Powder, liquid, concentrate, gas, iced out. Likes my dairies, but I've been off the milk. You know what I mean? It's just been one of those things that I've not been, it wasn't anything conscious. It wasn't like, I'm not going to drink dairy or whatever. It was one of those things. I fell into a groove. I'm like, oatmeal, coffee, easy peasy, get your day going. But I switched it back to the milk and the puffs, but I've got diarrheas, fam. I've got the diet from yesterday. Since yesterday, I've had diarrheas, which is nice, which is tight, but that's what it is. I think my body's like getting used to the new incoming dosage of the old dairy. Thank you very much. So, that's what it is. Just been getting a little of the old diarrhea, but it's been getting better. Today was better. But we still, it's the early hours of the day. We still got the full day to go through. And diarrhea is fun, dude. Every once in a while, it's nice to let things loose, you know? And that's what we do around here, baby. We keep it loose. So I hope that whatever you're doing, wherever you are, again, I hope that you're not going through diarrhea. I hope you're not going through constipation. I hope you're taking nice reg shits, dude. That's what I hope for. That's what I want. It's the best for everybody's out there. Regular deuces all around the world, baby. Not too soft, not too hard. But I'm thankful, I'm grateful, I'm happy. Very, very excited. A lot of exciting events are going up and down the streets, going up and down them streets of life, baby. Let's get a sip of this. Been thinking about a different bunch of ideas, and we'll get into it in no particular fashion or order. First of all, I like to start with this that's just been on my mind. That's been on me mind for some time, and I'm like, man, anal porn, right? Anal porn. I've just had I don't know, is it a revelation? Is it just like, has the curtain been lifted? Are we having a look behind the curtain of anal porn? You know what I'm talking? Because that's what I noticed, man. Anal porn ain't real. That's what I'm going down with today. That's what I'm putting down on the table today. Anal porn ain't real. Why? Why isn't it real, you ask? You're like, they do the anals, whether it's solo, whether it's team effort, but it's not reals. Here's how I know, because I've got like, I'm always looking at things, I'm trying to deduce shit. I'm trying to be like, and I does it with everything. And I've been noticing there's not a lot of fecal matter involved in anal porn, ladies and gents. And I'm not complaining. But I'm just saying it ain't real. That shit ain't real. Because you see ladies be going up in there, all right? And we all, thank you very much, and we all appreciate it. But there is almost never, do you ever, that's the thing, you barely ever see any doo-doo. You barely ever see any residue. Whether it's, again, using a tool, a dilda, or fingers, or engaging again with the partner, if you will. But I've rarely ever seen any doo-doo, and I'm like, man, these anals are fugazi anals, man, because real anals, whoever dabbles every once in a while, you'll notice that even on the best of days, you will get a little bit of that shit stain on your cock, on your dildo, if that's what you're using, on your fingers, if that's whatever you're doing. But here's the thing. I don't know the procedure that they're doing. I don't know what these ladies are doing. Because regularly, like, your intestines are always working. It's 24/7 nonstop working. So there's a lot, I don't know what they're doing. How do you even prepare for that? Let's say you got like a phone call or an email. Well, there's going to be a shoot today at 4:30. Show up at, this particular place at 4:30. How do you work your digestive tract so that it's fully emptied out by 4:30? And even if it's fully emptied out, you're never running on E, baby. When it comes to intestinal, blockage or backage, you're never fully, you're done once you're done, but there's all your body's always constantly working, unless like you get in there and like do a deep cleanse, which some people do, which led me to think, I'm like, do people who do the anals and the porns, are they constantly going for enema sessions? Are they constantly taking a power washer and just like washing the insides out? Because like you don't see nothing, and you're like, that's great, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, is it for reals, or is there some sort of trickery here? Is there something being, am I, you know what it is? So what kind of techniques are these ladies, and sometimes maybe gents, I'm assuming they're out there as well. Who are, what are you guys doing? What are you gals doing out there? Is it constant enemas? And I'm like, if it's enemas, if it's maybe somebody's taking a leaf blower in you, just leaf blowing that, extra residue just before you start work, not even work. Some people, it's work and pleasure, whatever, dude. We all enjoys it. But the point is, just led me to think, I'm like, how do you guys and gals do it out there? Is it like enema sessions right before? But then if you do too many is that good for the old intestines? Because you're getting rid of a whole bunch of stuff, right? You're getting rid of, I think, your gut biome. I think your gut needs to have bacteria in it, good bacteria and bad bacteria working together, a mixture of, decent bacteria, not so good, not so bad, but you want some in there. But it got me to think, man, I'm like, these ladies are either magicians, they're maybe dabbling in some black magic, voodoo, sorcery. I don't know what's going on, because I've never had that experience, just nothing. A little something, something. I'm not talking about it's got to look like Desert Storm or nothing, but I'm just saying it's got to be like, what's up? What's going on, ladies and gents? So that's what I'm putting out there. If you guys think anal porn ain't real, you're not alone out there. Please don't feel like you're alone out there. There's support groups. I'm here for you. There's plenty of men and women in silence who will they've also got your back when the time comes that we take this to where it needs to be taken, and it got took there today. We'll be there hand in hand, cock to cock, puss to puss, having each other's backs, ladies and gents. So that's what I'm talking about. If there's some shenanigans, if there's anything to be uncovered or discovered or recovered or found out, if we find out that anal porn ain't real, oh, I'm gonna be like a little heartbroken. It's like finding, like, it's no different than finding out Santa Claus ain't real. And you know, a man, ladies and gents out there, can only take so many hits. It's right here. Like, what else isn't real? So I'm just putting that out there, boys and girls, ladies and gents. I hope you're doing well. That's just a little bit of anal, and I noticed that. I know it because I notice things. I'm putting you on notice, the anal community. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, what else is going on? A lot of exciting events are happening. We're going to take it easy. We're going to take it slow. We're going to take it nice. And anytime, at any given moment, we might just shift gears and go into something a little bit like, whoa, what's happening? What else is going on? I've just been thinking about different ideas. I've also thought about a great way, because I know as times are like, you got to be figuring out new businesses, new ideas, how to like compete with already existing competition, but also the AI is coming in, the tech is coming in, jobs are being threatened by competition and AI and tech, and it's just like, yo, what do we? So we need to create more jobs out there, and that's why I got to thinking. I'm like, what kind of job could I offer? And I'm like, I will definitely be behind this, and I hope you guys and gals will get behind this as well. I'm thinking of a company. We start a company. The company's already been started. You're hired. What do? Dead bodies for hire. Why? Dead floating bodies for hire. Peep this. You go and you get yourself, you've bought yourself a nice house with your spouse, right? You bought a nice house with your spouse. You've been in there for like 5 years and it's got a pool in the back. But it's time to shake things up. It's time to shake things up. It's time to put the essentials in the back of the old station wagon and hit the road and find a new place. But one of the spouses, one of your partner, your lover, your wife, your husband, whatevs, dude, they're like, no, I feel like we should stay here a little bit longer. This house, look at this house, all the sentimental value, all the memories we're building, we're putting down roots, and then check out this pool. So he or she may be adamant on staying, where you're like, babes, just check out the pools in the horizon. Come, let's go check out, this pool's fine. Well, let's check out them pools or whatever, dude. But that's the, you can't get her to move. You can't get him to move. And this is where we come in. Because it's easy to stay in a place where you got great memories, where it's like you found the neighborhood, you found, all the spots you like to hit. It's safe, it's secure, it's somewhere in the middle, not too deep into the downtown core, not too high up into the suburbs, somewhere nice. But there's other things out there, and you want to be a little bit of a mobile fellow or lady, and someone's not on board. How do you turn that mind around? Dead bodies floating in the pool, baby. That's where we come in. Hired professionals, where we will have professionals sent to your local residential area where you reside, and we will go flat face first into the pool and just rest there. Just rest there. Just look at this. But like, imagine this face down, and I won't be talking, and it might not even be me, because we will hire other people. But just face first. Or, you know what I'm talking, in the pool, dead for hours, or acting dead. If you want like real dead, we might be able to do something. We're gonna have to keep that off the books. If you want the real deal, but we'll give you a few hours, and all you need to do is just bring your spouse and point to the dead body floating in your pool and be like, oh, gross, honey, look at this. What a terrible occurrence. Right before our eyes. Are we to, what are we going to do with this place? Only if we could, get out of here and start somewhere fresh, build new memories, and not have dead bodies floating in the old swimming pool. And she'll be like, oh, baby, do you think we can do it? And then you'll be like, yes, babes. And then walk her past the pool, just poke at the floater, because you can poke us. You can poke us. Poke us we won't budge. We won't budge. Maybe we'll queef out a little something just to be like, oh, that's the extra. He's fresh or she's fresh. This bot's fresh. Let's get out of here. Let's sell this house. You know what I'm talking about? Also, let's say this is one example that this potential service could be utilized. Let's say you're in the market to you're working at a firm. You're working at a real estate agency firm, and you like to sell houses. And there's just been one or two, a couple of houses that have just been giving you a rough time. The seller doesn't want to come down in the price. The buyers are feeling the tightness of the market, the tightness of the pennies in their pockets. The pennies in the pockets are, oh man, pennies in the pockets are tight these days. No one's budget, no one's coming down, no one's going up. How do you get a nice price drop? Dead body floating in the pool back. That's what it is. You get a dead body floating in the pool, all of a sudden the seller's gonna be like, oh my God, what is this dead body doing in my, and you'd be like, sir, let's get you out of this place and on to the next location, because apparently there's something wrong with this neighborhood. There's something off with this. What's going on in that pool, man? What do you even know this? Start causing a little bit of, you know what I mean, commotion, a little bit of sense of an urgent. There's a dead body in your pool, man. You need to get going, man. You need to drop a couple of thou. Drop a couple of thou. Get yourself a brand new house somewhere else. And that's what it is. Dead bodies. Fugazi dead bodies. Unless, like, again, you want the real thing, we'll have to, you know, off the books. But I'm just saying, we don't need to go there. As soon as somebody sees a floater in a pool, prices drop. Spouses all of a sudden change their mind. You know what I'm saying? Next particular place that this could come in handy, because this is a service that I'm thinking could be scaled and applied to almost every sector of society. Let's say you're in a ladder climbing business of the corporate world, trying to climb that ladder, and you've been putting to work, and every time they're like, man, this year is gonna be like, you know, John's gonna be like, you're gonna get that promotion, John. It's gonna be, this year's gonna be the year, dude. And it doesn't happen. And your boss is not maybe as appreciative as he or she should be of the efforts and you know, contributions that you've been putting forth towards the company. So this is what you do, baby. Next time there is your office is having a major get together at the penthouse floor of the office, and there's a pool outside of the office on the top floor penthouse, because you're there to broker deals, baby. This is oh man, we're gonna be merging businesses. Are we taking over? Are we consolidating? What's going on with the debts? What's going on with how much liquid do we have? How much net liquid do we have? Is this net even liquid? And everybody's talking about numbers and digits and stats and pie graphs and charts. And all of a sudden you point out and be like, oh my God, what is that dead body in our mutual communal office swimming pool? Floater, just floating, dude. Upon checking the body, you'll find a note blaming the entire situation on your boss. Next thing you know, your boss who, maybe didn't give you the opportunities that you think you deserve, but nonetheless, man, he or she has put in a lot of time and effort too. They built this company from the ground up, but at one point or another, it's going to take a team effort to get this bad boy to the next level. And if you're not willing to see that, gah. And all of a sudden, you pin the body, you pin the floater on your boss, and everybody's like, boo, worst boss, boo, worst boss ever, dude. Gets demoted. Gets locked up. Next thing you know, everybody's putting in names and a little hat to pull out to see who's gonna be the next CEO. And everybody always, like, in the back of their minds, at the water cooler, and the elevator, and the bathrooms, when they're taking leaks, when the fellas are standing and taking leaks, if names are coming as to who's supposed to be next in line to take over the company, your name's supposed to come up. It does come up. Everybody in the urinals knows. In the ladies' room, when ladies at the company are reaching into their vages to switch over the old tampons, there's a bloody tampon. Nancy's pulling it out. Stacy too. They're sinking, baby, because they're at the office sinking together, and they're pulling out their tampons and it's bloody, and they're like, oh, just talking amongst themselves, silly gals. Like, who should run this place? John should run this place. And everybody's like, yeah, John's the best, or whatever. Like, oh, too bad he doesn't get the, you know what I mean? Next thing you know, floater in the communal pool. Who's to blame? Your boss. And all of a sudden, everybody's like, John, given the circumstances, we want to maintain our jobs, man. You should take over the company, make sure that everything doesn't fall to the shits just because, you know, the old boss over there couldn't, you know, keep his dead floaters away from the communal pool that we all share and enjoy. And at first, he'll be like, no, guys, let's, you know, our boss really put in 20 years of hard work and everything and all that jazz. I couldn't do that. Low key want to come off as be like, you don't want it, you know what I'm saying? But like, then present it as such, so that, you know what, if it's the best thing for the company, then so be it. If we got a floater right here, and if it's the best thing for the company, then so be it. And then you rise to the occasion, baby. And it's a temporary position, but it's, guess what? Temporary turns into another 5 to 10 years. Bing bang boom, floater bodies. That's a whole new friggin' industry. We're patenting it right here, right now. Freak out your neighbors, freak out your wife or husband or your boss or whoever else you need to. But they do, the requirement for this is for you to have a pool of some sort. I haven't really thought about other places where we could utilize this. Perhaps a bathtub, maybe a jacuzzi, maybe a indoor sauna. I'm thinking we start off with pool, and other bodies of water are also open to potentially, you know, going in and doing a little bit of discovery, see if we can pull a little something out of it together. But nonetheless, I'm putting this forth, I'm putting this forward, I'm putting this right on the table. The idea is ours. We're going to take advantage of it, and you're going to be the next boss of that, whatever company that you're hoping to be the boss of. Hells yeah. Hells yeah. If you guys like fake dead fugazi floater bodies in your pools, you know what it is. Boys and girls, I mean, get a sip of this. Back pains. You almost fell out your bed. You almost hit your head. You're in your 30s. You got back pains. Wanna run to the store. You almost hit the floor. You got back pains. What else is going on, man? What else is going on, ladies and gents? A lot of stuff is going on. A lot of stuff is going on. Let's switch gears a little bit for a quick second, if we can, if we may, together. I feel like it's a lot of stuff in the news, man. A lot of stuff's in the news. A lot of exciting events. One exciting event, one little, you know, some that I saw that caught my attention, that I found interesting. Martha Stewart, I believe, has just gone in over the past few days or months, just recently. I don't know if it's been past week. Recently, very recent. She was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. She did a Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover and posing in swimsuits. And I'm just like, and I'm just wondering, internet, world, globally speaking, Martha Stewart in a bikini on Sports Illustrated, smash or dash, leave a comment, make a video, do stuff. How do you feel about it? Martha Stewart, I believe she's in her 80s, 80, 81. Martha Stewart in a bikini, Sports Illustrated, smash or dash? I'm gonna go say, for me personally, when I see an 81-year-old lady in a bikini, I don't judge. I don't think twice about. I don't even, you know, I just be like, how much you say she's worth? 400 plus according to the Googles. 400 milli, quite possibly a billionaire. So when I see a lady billionaire in a bikini on Sports Illustrated or any other magazine, really, or even, you don't even need to be on any magazine. If you're worth 400 million on paper, on the books, smash or dash? I'm gonna say smash, hard smash. And I knew it the second I looked at the picture. I'm like, yes, that's a definite smash. That is a, you know what I'm saying? Because when I saw $400 million wrapped up in a bathing suit, I mean, when I saw a lady wrapped up in a bathing suit, I didn't think about age. I just thought, you know, love and connections. And also, what even is age? How 81? That's what it is. Who cares, dude? I don't care. I don't care. 81, you could be a bag of potatoes. 81 years old and be in a bathing suit, and if you're worth 400 million, you're putting it out there, and you're like, do people want to? Because you're putting it out there to get a. It is what it is, baby. You want to like smash or dash. Definitely gonna smash that bag of potatoes if the bag of potatoes wants it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, if you get a chance to be on the, not even the full will, just a portion of the will. If you do a decent enough job for you to be remembered to be put on the bill, the will, I don't see a reason why you should say, you know. So do I support it? I want to say yes, because $400 million in a bathing suit, I don't care how old you are, 95,000 years old, that's hot, dude. That is hot. That'll get me, plenty of hearts. And if I don't get the hearts just by your sheer financial beauty, there's enough products out there that I'm more than willing to take dozens of to get hard and stay hard. So that's what I'm putting out there. I think this is a great thing. I think all grandmas should be in bathing suits at one point or another if they choose to. Is it sexy? Again, the richer the sex, you know, that's just because that's what you don't want to see like 81-year-old, but that's not doing, you know, that's, you know, life's not the way, life's not fair. Life's not fair. They said life's not fair, and things happen. If you see an 81-year-old who's, you know, missing body parts, perhaps, you know, not so well put together, you might be like, I'm a dash on this one. But you see Martha Stewart in the bikinis again. Say what you will, but if it came down to it, if the options were on the table for your boy, I'm just putting it out there, it'd be a definite smash. It'd be definitely smash. And but that's just how I feel. How do you guys and gals feel out there? Is it, you know, because that's what it is, baby. Again, like if Rupert Murdoch right now wants to get fucking, you know, worth gajillions of the same sitch, right? Does age, the older you get, does it mean that you're gonna be less attractive? No, of course not. If you're rich, what? If you're like super, you know, what are we even talking about, ladies and gents? Do I likes it? I supports it, baby. Honestly, all jokes first, for a brief second, if you could just be serious for a moment. Is it a hot 81-year-old? Not a bad looking 81-year-old. I'm not gonna lie. If I, you know, it's good because things are. I actually genuinely do like that. Like things, 81 in the past, man. 81 in the, not too long ago. If you were like 80, it was like, man, what are you doing? You know, but that's fine, dude. I likes it. I sees it. I encourages it. I'm a supportive person in that scenario. Like in all scenarios, really, I try to like fucking be there. So I'm just putting that out there. Smash or dash Martha Stewart. Leave a comment. Make a video. Let me know what you guys and gals think. Boys and girls, ladies and gents. I read a news story, which is a real story, and it caught my attention last week, but I was waiting for it to come to some sort of a conclusion because I wasn't sure where it's going. I wasn't sure how it's going to turn out. And there's a young woman in Mexico. She was recently freed from her sentence. She's not going to be charged for the murder of her rapist. And at the time that I read the article, she was awaiting a trial or some sort of a decision to be made because she had charges against. So this lady got raped by a rapist, and during the raping, she ended up killing the dude. And then she got sent to, she was going to get some years behind bars. But then there was some, you know, there are people talking, lawyers, activists, this, that, and it just caught my attention. I was wondering, because I'm like, man, is that, what is, you know, what is that? Essentially, it boils down to that. I don't know the whole gist of it. I don't know the whole story. My heart goes out, obviously. Should people have the, essentially, when I guess the topic of discussion is, if you rape out there, is it fair to say that all is fair in love and rape? Is that, because that's what, if you rape out there, if you get murdered, if you get killed by your rapee, then that is fair. I think that's the message that I got. But then again, I don't know. I may be completely off on this. It's just, that's what it is. I think for I'm a big believer of, people do a lot of things, and I try to remain very, as objective as I can, and as understanding, and as lenient with everything. But like when it comes to certain things, a couple of things, murder, rape, those are the things that are like, okay, if you do those things, there should be some sort of a. So how do you create deterrence for the rapers out there? Murders now apparently, like, it should be, so she's not getting, excuse me, bless you, no, bless us all, brothers and sisters, ladies and gents, bless us all, dearly beloved. Point is, she ended up killing the raper. She was gonna get time. Excuse me, bless you. But she's not getting time, which is nice, dude. But the only thing that I would suggest is maybe, obviously nobody wants to get, excuse me, nobody wants to obviously get the raped, but if you do, there should be a procedure. I believe there is a procedure where you can potentially you should go to the authorities probably, get a test of some sort just to figure out whether or not you've been raped. And then if you have been raped, I think then the option of should the rapist be eligible for murder, because she's a murderer. Because you don't want to be. I think you should allocate that to I think certain things like that I believe should be allocated. I like the fact that sort of like killing and murdering should be allocated to the state. In it, because you don't want people just going, and as horrible as that is, right? You'd like potentially put a death penalty for that. I honestly, for a lot of things, I'm like, okay, if somebody makes a mistake, petty theft, this, that, and the other, first, second, third chances, all that, but like horrible crimes that impact people's lives in a horrible way, I think they should come with some sort of severe consequences. Having said that, there should probably be some sort of, because I don't know the situation, but there should probably be some sort of like and I believe I'm sure they can take some sort of a test, forensic, I don't know how it works, do the science, swap the old badge, be like, is this regular sex or is it rape sex? Do the CSI, whatever that is, right? God. Because you don't want to just like have people sleeping with each other and then somebody killing somebody in the middle of the sex, and then they come and find you, be like, he was raping me, or she was raping me. That the other scenario, the reverses of that is probably not gonna ever happen. You're probably never ever gonna hear a guy in the middle of sex killing another woman and then being like, yeah, dude, she was raping me. So for and again, life is not fair. Life is not fair. Life just works the way we make do, and we learn and grow from it. So what do you guys and gals think? Should there be a death penalty essentially? I think that the conversation boils down to this, I think. Should there be a death penalty for rapists out there? I think there should, yes. Once you find out for realsies, yes. But you definitely, there should be some sort of you shouldn't do it yourself is all I'm saying. I think it should be on the table. The option should be on the table is where I'm feeling. And you should leave it to the authorities, because you don't want to, because that could go horribly wrong in so many ways. But that's what it is, baby. That's what it is. I read that and I figured I should probably, how do you guys and gals how do you guys feel about that? How do you gals feel about that? Should there, because that's something that does exist, there should be some sort of a repercussion, and there is, but like, I don't even know what I'm saying, dude. It just caught my attention because I read the article. I'm like, man, this lady's, I felt bad for her, because I'm like, she's been raped and now she's gonna be sent to prison because she was acting essentially in self-defense. again, from my understanding, I don't know the whole story. I don't know what go, but like, you know, there are stories like this, men or women who happen to get assaulted, and should you be able to, you know, putting it out there, ladies and gents. Let us shift gears, though. Let us shift gears. Let me get a sip of this. A lot of exciting things are happening, guys and girls. People are, once again, you know, it's that time. Everybody's multitasking. Everybody's having to go out there and do many of things simultaneously, just to make ends meet, just to make a living, just to provide for themselves. And an interesting story, and I believe this is not just a single case. I believe there are other instances like this that have been happening, that are going to be probably happening. Hot teachers are, you know, doing teachering in the daytime, in the AMs, and then in the evenings, they might be running OnlyFans accounts. What ups with that? Do you support it? Do you not support it? Do you want your students, your kids, your children having access to hot teachers, and then having those hot teachers be adult entertainers in the evening? Is it cool to have teachers who are also adult entertainers? Let's even take a step back for a second. Is it cool to have hot teachers? Growing up, I could speak from my experience. I did not have too many hot teachers. I had probably like two, you know, nice hot teachers, is like, and what I would consider at the time youth, adolescents, you know. Two instances growing up where I had, you know, one substitute teacher, you know, shout out to Miss Shaw with the, you know what I'm talking about, baby. Shout out to Miss Shaw through grade 6 through 8, dude. Anytime Miss Shaw came into teaching, everybody better like be quiet, Becky. Miss Shaw, pay attention. God, eyes on Miss Shaw, everybody. Eyes on Miss Shaw. Shh. Try to focus here. Miss Shaw's in the building. Great substitute teacher. Shout out. She was single when she started. Eventually got engaged. Eventually got married to a good man. Eventually got lame. No, I'm happy for Miss Shaw. Shout out to Miss Shaw wherever she's at, dude. Started off with a substitute teacher, worked her way up, and eventually by the time we were graduating from grade 8, she actually became a real full-blown teacher and still looked hot, but was, you know, engaged to be married, which was kind of a bummer for the guys. But whatever, dude. Whatever. You can't win them all. There was that instance, and I was happy about it because, yeah, man, anytime, like, you know, you have a hot teacher, you just pay more attention. That's just what, so should we be learning lessons from hot teachers in schools? That I'm all for, yes. There was another instance in high school. One of my English teachers was quite hot. And for the love of, for the, you know, it's for, I can't remember her name. Greek lady, big hair, big jugs. Did I learn Shakespeare? Not really. Was I there in almost every class? You know it. Paying attention. Jeez Louise. It was great. So do I say, you know, do kids show up to class when teachers are hot? Yes, it doesn't hurt. Should your teachers be then going off and doing OnlyFans? Is it okay to be? It is. I don't know how I feel about it. First of all, I'm no longer in school myself. It's been many a years. I don't have any kids. But essentially, for the sake of the ladies, or maybe, man, yeah, it's one thing if you have a hot lady teacher doing OnlyFans, but then if you have a dude who's like in a suit and a tie during the AM working with kids, and then in the evenings he's having ball gags in his mouth and is wearing full leather and being spanked or whatever, and no judging, because I get it. One, it's extra income. Two, it's your life. But also, yeah, could you have, that's what it is. Is it cool? Is it, do we say yes, more please, or hey, tone it down? Or if you are going to be doing that, should that be, I don't know, you know, does the school board have a say in, like, do you get fired? Is that fair to fire somebody because I'm assuming they does it for the monies. I'm assuming people do like the things that they do, certain things that they do for the money. So I'm like, Is this could this, if it's a money issue, could we compensate her as much as her OnlyFans so that she doesn't have to do the OnlyFans, so that she could only focus on the teachings? Is that a way that all teachers could potentially get a pay raise if you're not getting your pay raise? If you're like, man, we want some more monies to be cultivating the minds of the futures, man, it's kind of sucky how you make, not so much. My heart goes out. So if protesting doesn't work to get you higher wages, if the moral of the story is collectively teachers should all go on OnlyFans, and that'll be like, whoa, way too many teachers are on OnlyFans, and then maybe that will provide some sort of leverage or a benefit for you to like get more. But at the same, I don't know how I feel about it. I know the union and the teachers union has a lot of power, has a lot of, they do make decent money. They do have a lot of benefits. I don't know too much about it. And like from a human stance point of view, do I think teachers, firefighters, police officers, anybody doing all these like, tasks that are actually like, they're essential, they're important, they're putting, other people's needs ahead of their own. So do I think they should be getting paid well? Yes, absolutely. So it's, so do you want your teachers to be like teaching algebra from 9 to 10 and then discussing black holes in the evening? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Doing a little bit of extracurricular activities. Is that a go? Do we support it? I don't know how I feel about it. I just saw a hot lady in a bikini, and apparently somebody's giving this hot lady a hard time, and my heart immediately went out, and it's still out. And I don't know your name, but I'm assuming it's not one. There's probably other cases like that. So it's a whole thing, man. It's a whole thing. Hot teachers going on the lines, doing it a big, ladies and gents. But that's the world we live in today, man. So that should teachers essentially be getting paid enough so that they don't have to do OnlyFans? Or should we be like, you know what, it's cool that you do only, maybe we could be all supportive. Maybe we could all be a little bit more supportive. God damn, Miss Stacy is just trying to teach her lessons, and she has a love for the game of the lingerie. She's not even doing anything risque, let's say. Maybe it's just a little bit of the display of the old lingerie. Can we be adults here in the AMs? No, not in the AMs. You're an adult dealing with children in the AMs, but in the PMs, can we all just get together and be a couple adults, a full gang of adults doing adult shit? I don't know, ladies and gents, but my weekend was fantastic. I'm just, excited for many things, many adventures to come. We're literally 6 weeks away, and over the past weekend, I had a chance to, that's what I do. Is I get together with I look around, I'm like, is there a big meeting, and is there anything exciting going on in and around the world? And I found out over the past weekend that in Lisbon, that's in Portugal, there was a meeting, Bilderberg meeting, and I got excited. I'm like, I'm going. And they're like, you're not coming. And I'm like, yes, I am. They're like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am, dude. And they're like, no, you're not. You don't know the password to this lizard meeting. I'm like, I stuck out my tongue and I did the whole, so I'm like, I made lizard noises and I made triangle signs with my, and I settled, ooh, goobly gobbly goo. Password? Yes? No? I got in, dude. I got into the Bilderberg meeting. It was at a palace hotel in Lisbon in Portugal. You're like, what's the Bilderberg meeting? It's before the WEF came around, before other things came around. There are secretive meetings held around the world annually. Who's in it? I'm in it. Okay, I'm not in it. I was in it. That's right. I went and who's there, you're asking? Let's not focus on it. Was I there or not? Was I a little fly on the wall? Maybe, maybe not. But who's there? Head of cack. Big head of cack. Coca-Cola, head of cack. The heads of Coke are there. That's big soda, big water. Heads of security, intelligence communities, big oil companies, they send their heads, maybe shoulders. Parts of the company go there. Big pharma, security companies, tech companies, heads of AI, Googles, Microsofts, who knows? All the big names, all the big shakers and bakers of the world get together and they get a door, and then guess what happens to this door? Fucking closes up, son, and nobody talks about it. Nobody talks. And then there's this guy that shows up there, Henry Kissinger, right? 99, also pushing double-digit numbers, potentially going into 3-digit numbers. 99 years old. All the wrinkles in the world, right here in the jugular area, all the wrinkles, all throughout, just wrinkled out body, but 99 years old, going out there and pitching ideas about domestic and foreign policy and things that shape our world. And all of a sudden you're like, well, what's the, you know, why don't we, what are these secretive meetings? And you're like, we would know more if there was some sort of access, because they don't let any reporters get in until I get in. And I'm not a reporter, but I am a good damn detective. I'm solid, dude. And when it comes to journalist detective Rob Sadri, thank you very much. I will be a fly on the wall if I need to be a fly. Fly on the wall. Fly on the wall, baby. I'll fucking get on their shoulder blade. What is that? Nothing. Fly on the wall. Because I wanna pay attention to what is going on. Okay? Because they be discussing things like China and AI advancement. And those are two big things that are being discussed at the Bilderberg meetings, is China and AI. And we found out that that's all we got. China, they discussed China, a little bit of the old Ukraine, and then the AI. And then I'm assuming that they came up with a bunch of ideas of how to do more AI so that we can fight the Chinese AI. Instead of getting together to work together, they want to, I don't even know what's going on, dude, because I would love to be, I wasn't in Lisbon, dude. I was not in Lisbon. All right, you're like, but yeah, you have a bit of a tan. I tan easily. I got outside, okay? Walked around the block, picked up a tan. You're like, that's a Lisbon tan if I know when I see one. No, it's not. It's just a regular Toronto tan. It's just what it is. What gets discussed in Portugal and Lisbon? First of all, we as lizards, we get together. We hold each other's cacks and badges. We urinate a little bit. We may drink the urine. We may have ceremonies. We may not have ceremonies. There might be sacrifices made. There might not be any sacrifices made. To Baphomet, maybe not. You know what I mean? Fucking closed doors, son. Closed doors. And at the end of the day, we don't know what happens. But what happens is after these people meet, you know, from all sorts of sectors, big, you know, financiers, big financiers, you know, the top 20 richest people go there or whatever. It's like, oh, this fucking guy's got gajillions of dollars. This guy owns media. This guy's in oil. This guy's in diamonds. This guy's in whatever. This lady is in, you know, she's big trains, dude. I don't even know, the big trains, you know, whatever. I don't even know. This guy's in big faucets, just faucet industry, dude, just faucets, just fucking turning on tap water on and off, on and big faucet, you know. So they get in there, they have the meetings, and essentially it comes down to that we don't know what happens, but these people go to these meetings, they come out, and all of a sudden you see what happens in the outside world. You might notice certain trends be happening. Are there any correlations? Are there any coincidences? I don't know, but you do see certain things happening with all major companies and then around the world, most of them. They happen to, all of a sudden everybody starts going unisex. People have meeting behind closed doors, and all of a sudden all the companies start going unisex or no sex at all. All of a sudden Adidas puts a nutsack in a women's swimwear. I don't know if it's got anything to do with that meeting or not, but I think it just comes down to the fact that these companies meet and they're like, man, there's competition out there trying to sell our consumers more stuff. So how do we get to sell our consumers more stuff and sell their consumers more stuff? But at the same rate, we want to like get everybody to consume everything all at the same time. And wouldn't it be fantastic if we just had like, you know, just no, get rid of sex and gender and everything, make everything just unisex so we can sell it to everyone, anything. And all of a sudden you notice all your favorite brands from the time you grew up, cars, drinks, athletic wear. All of a sudden everybody's like, everybody's like, putting nuts in everything. Here, have some nuts in your car. This car is now trans. You're like, what does cars have to do with trans? You're like, it's a trans car, dude. Trans, you've seen the movie or heard the name. We put the trans in the Transformers. Transformers, robots in the skies. Balls in your car. Balls in your car. A labia in your car. A ball and a labia hanging as the air refreshener in your car. Why? Because it's like, man, this car's for everybody. You're like, is it though? Is it though? All of a sudden you get, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible. And then you're like, man, what do they really mean by that? Because there's nuts in my ladies' swimwear now. So things happen, man. Do they have anything in common? I don't know. In terms of everything all of a sudden becoming, all the companies are like, all of a sudden obsessed with like trans rights. Do they have anything to do with one another? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But what is up with all these companies all of a sudden becoming very into like, all of a sudden they're like, every company out there is doing like, and I get it. It's a money thing. It's a money thing. It's like one of those, and I'm not going to stand here and just watch a good opportunity to go by. So this is why I'm going to take this time to introduce our whole new Glad You Made It Extra Trans, dude. Extra Trans, Glad You Made It. If there's monies to be involved and the passing of the monies through the hands, I got a pair of nuts. They're not as high as they used to be. Definitely, it has started to definitely drop. It's dropped, not significantly. Again, early 30s right here. So I got a pair of nuts that's just like early 30s nuts, dude. That's a good right now is a good stage to be tapping into these nuts and putting it in your products. And we can go shoes, nuts, friggin' cars, nuts, you name it, dude. I'm ready to become the women's champion in anything you wanna. Fucking let's go, dude. I will murk these ladies if it comes down to it. If it comes down to ladies competition, I'm getting a little bit of the old ribbon or a friggin' or a little tiara to fucking just become, you know what I mean? Look at these, and I will, right there, dude. That's what I do after realizing my true calling to become the ultimate female athlete. And I only does this not for the sake of it being hot right now or in vogue right now. We don't do any of that shit around here. This shit's because we've genuinely, if you look at the essence of this company, it was built on trans. We don't just come out and say trans, right? We were always ahead of the game before the game even started. And money's a money's. I don't even know, dude. I don't even know what I'm saying. Ladies and gents, I hope that we can all have fun together. I hope that we can all get on board and have a sip of coffee every once in a while and get access to closed door meetings and start asking questions like, why is this guy 99 years old and having meetings that are going to have probably repercussions for the rest of the world in the years to come, but he's probably a goner, unless he's not a goner, unless he's already hooked up to some sort of like life reverse aging mechanism, and we're about to see Henry Kissinger get really young in the next 5 to 10 years and then fucking start like, putting forth more domestic or foreign policies and how to manage the world order. Feel me? So ladies and gents, boys and girls, a lot of ideas to be out there, to be looking over, to be and I'm like, you know what better way to tackle ideas than to, if you have any issues, if you have marital issues, do you think your spouse is cheating on you? Do you think your company is having meetings with the competition to give away trade secrets? I'm starting a new company. It's a private eye company. Private eye. And because I have experience in detecting, because I already am a detective, part-time doctor, lawyer, detective, but also fucking private eye, dude. If you think somebody in your company is undermining your authority, if you think I will get in there, dude, I will easily, this private eye is easily capable of picking up a drinking habit, You know, do I have a gambling issue? If you know, if you only roll sevens, is it an issue? You know what I mean? If you're winning all day every day, is it an issue? Do I like looking behind the blinds? Just like I can go like this with my hand and just peek through the blinds, just this is fucking right there. You peek through the blinds, you let the blinds go. Peek through the blinds, let the blinds go. See who's outside. By your car, by your. But where's your chauffeur at? Can you even trust the chauffeur? Who recommended the chauffeur to you? You know what I mean? All these questions, I could be detecting this shit. Private Eye. Really? What's the name of the company? Hush Hush Private Eye Detective Agency International Inc. Global. The acronym is Hush Hush. You get the point. So I will be there detecting shit, private eyeing shit with binoculars, with goggles. I'll get a damn snorkel, dude. You got issues in the water, in and out the water, fam? You want me to, like, you know what I'm talking about? I'll be there. And I got you, baby boys and girls. Ladies and gents, thank you once again for joining me. It's been a Glad You Made It episode. It's been another So production. Where can you find these videos? Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Instagram. Follow me there. Subscribe on YouTube for the full-length videos. Help yourselves, help your family members, help your hot teachers who are out there just exposing a nip. Help each other out. Go to patreon.com/RobSadger if you'd like to fiscally support the show. I'll be back here again on Wednesday. Have a lot of fun. Have a fantastic start to your week. And I'll see y'all very soon. Sending y'all love. Peace out.